Hello, this is Draysoft Alternative, and in this video, in a sort of daily coaching newsletter and figurative sense of talking, I'll talk about how to get the female that you really want in your life and to go after your prospects and to barely succeed. Now, this is how it works. You're a guy, there's a girl, and you have different psychology, different ways of thinking and stuff. And you want to you want to make an impression or make a good first impression over the person who, let's call her um, Mackenzie, right? And you really are attracted to her, and you see her from afar, probably at the bar or something. You don't go out and just randomly just act like cool and sly and like act like you're the boss or you're the cool guy. Obviously, you need to hone into your vulnerabilities and show how shy you are. Don't show too much. You have to put on a little bit of a. Obviously, I'm not going to say this throughout, but you have to put a little bit of a fakery. Not fake it till you make it, but kind of put like filters, because if women can have filters, men can have filters too. You don't have to be completely, utterly manly. And that's reference from my other video concerning relationship dysphoria. So, you begin to talk. You say your hellos and how's it going, and talk about your environment, make some jokes. And you want things to go pretty damn slow so you can feel the environment and feel like you're going somewhere with it, but have no goals. You're not trying to get a goal. Have a intention, but don't really go out to and fro and just try to get in someone's pants, right? That's usually what pickup artists do, and I kind of dislike that, but I'm inspired by different YouTubers and how they view relationship barely succeeding. But someone like Matt Cross from 33 Secrets would say, you gotta play the game always. There's always game. You're always in game. But that's trivial, right? It's not always about a game. Because when you think about it as a game, you deter yourself from the moment in reality, and you don't focus on what's really there. Yep. So what's really here is the question. You have to focus on that a little bit. Who are you in this scenario? And what are you doing? What are you doing for the moment? Continue to talk and use the push and pull method, but there's even more. Push, pull, stay. So many elements of that. Cower. Yes, a little bit of cowering, but you don't show that. It's kind of a sarcastic mentality of a impression. Obviously, it doesn't matter if you get a bad impression or good. I don't really see good and bad anyways. But the thing is that you want to really give a certain mystery or certain toughness, or it's all these attributes of different perspectives and stuff. And totally inspired by archetypes that were intertwined these past decades. And you basically, yeah, as I said, push and pull method in the staying cower. And you show in your eyes that there is kind of like this dominance to the female and submissiveness to you. You don't want to show too much of that. You want to bring this person on an adventure through the world just in a short time. And that's how you can really interpret slowness. And slowness is great. Focus on that. And you if you want, you can ask for the Snapchat or get the number, but you don't just ask it right away, because that makes things a little creepy. You stay there, not in a creepy manner. You just talk for a bit, like a couple minutes, and then make a suggestion of what you want to do later. Like, let's go watch a movie at a theater, or let's go eat some steak at my house, or anything like that. But you don't have to be totally dominant and say we're gonna do this. That's so 4 years ago. I don't think anybody really does that anymore. But maybe they do. I know I'm giving advice for how to talk to a girl because I've talked to probably hundreds. I don't really get the success out of it because I don't really believe in the idea of success or law of attraction and all this mumbo jumbo. I don't really believe that being negative is not a bad thing. It's just closer to your comfort zone. And people say as you're more negative, you attract more negative. I don't totally agree with that. And I have to say, positivity does kind of go stronger. But the thing is here is that the positivity isn't what you think it is. Exactly. Let's go to another scenario. You're a gay guy interested in gay men, and you want to make an impression. So you're either different from a different dominant submissive perspective, or a submissive dominant perspective, or not even any of that. There's such a mixture of different qualities, you know. But see, people say that it's difficult to get a relationship now in this day and age when there's not a lot of gays or lesbians around. Obviously, I guess I wouldn't consider myself straight, but I'd still want to say I'm straight. But I have some bi aspects. I don't know. Maybe I have a little bit of dysphoria as well. But you go out, talk. You don't get a beer. You ask, hey, can you buy me a beer? You always do that when you're ever out and about in the bar or club. Hey, can you buy me a beer? If they say no, just move on. And it doesn't mean you can just... You have to know when to stop talking. Just move on. But feel in your heart that there's still this connection between different people. But don't show it. Just be honest with yourself. Same thing if you're a lesbian. And I bet it's probably a little bit easier for women to be a little bit lesbian and get what they want and stuff. But I don't know if it's even more difficult having gender dysphoria, having that ability to not get and have a scarcity of people that they have to look for, stuff like that. What's really important is the push and pull scarcity, kind of acting like there's currency to the mentality, but you don't have to see it exactly like that. The currency thing is not necessarily there, you know. There's different ideas of currency, being from the soul, the spirit, the ego, the super ego, the identity, money in real life, different currencies of money, and different mentalities of money, trade back and forth, like the intuitional trade and all those other aspects. You have to really know what you're trying to get at in your mentality and what you're after. Obviously, I'm not gonna go out. I'm tired of the bars and clubs. I've been there too long, and I don't really get like the right friendships. But I encourage you to go, because who knows, I might go. I'm not scared of anything. I've talked to hundreds of people, hundreds of girls, hundreds of guys in my very, very long life that I've lived, and it's gonna be longer. It's gonna hit 10 minutes, so yeah, get it. And no worries, most people get a relationship in their life. There'll always be someone in your life, and there's always people that cherish you, even though they don't message you. I'm gonna continue a little bit, actually. So, social media doesn't do the best or the greatest job at, I don't think great or that stuff, I don't, but they don't do the best job at trying to get people together. It's all for, well, they say women are after 10% of men and men are after the rest, and there is a lot of percentage of what men are after and they never get it for some reason, and that's sometimes how it works. But that's just our mentality of culture. Sometimes you grow up and you realize someone that was ugly seems to be very cute, or someone that is way more ugly is just even beautifuler. But I don't like to think rating as 1 to 10. I don't even think it's 1 to 20, even though I had that perspective before. But you know, beauty's not everything. Just because you look at nature and it looks beautiful doesn't mean it's there for your, it's by your side. Nature isn't necessarily by your side, neither is culture. So you have to hone into your community and build your strength. Build a different, no, not from the ground up per se, but in a dysphoric kind of manner. And I'm not saying dysphoria as uncomfortableness, but not a meta, but a greater image of what dysphoria brings. And anyways, I gotta go. Keep in touch.